Hello guys, I'm glad to make a video today. First of all, there is no wind, so it's great. Look at that, look at that. Nature, everywhere, silence, is great. I was actually feeling a bit lovely, lonely, and I think that could be one of the entrances, one of the entrance gates that I could talk about, because I wanted to, you can maybe witness, even though you may not be watching my videos in order, or you probably won't, so it doesn't really matter, but I have to say, in the past two videos, I was in a more dark mood, energy, and it was fine. I mean, I guess it was what it was, but I'm just glad to have this more cheerful energy, which is not a cheerful or joyful energy that I made up like that, like inventing. That I make up simply as it is in the present. I'm not making this energy, this joy up, you know. I just yesterday witnessed that I was kind of going through some sort of spiritual bypass, which is, to explain it in my own words, that a mechanism that prevents you from being totally yourself, 100% yourself, thinking that this is very subtle and very interesting how it works, because it was like oh my god, it's so silent. It's very it's interesting, because when you feel closer to you, I think you enjoy more the thing that you might be surrounded by nothing, or the silence, which is not nothing. But yeah, I think that when you are okay, you're just more able to enjoy things around you, I guess. As simple as they are. I was talking about spiritual bypass, and yeah, it was this. Of course, I didn't made this up as well. It just was there because it is very subtle psychological mechanisms. When you avoid and you just try to find a way to escape, or to and it's not even yourself, it's just, could we say, your brain, or just psychological mechanisms. It's not even yourself. And what is soothing and helping is when you understand, or you experience the fact that it's actually you're not those mechanisms, and you're not any forms, could we say, or you are all the forms, but I could say that you are the consciousness that is living that. And it's very soothing, because I was walking right now. I am walking right now, and I just witnessed loneliness feelings and sadness feeling, and I just realized that I was totally, it was in my hands, and I wanted to, and I want to embrace life and to be there, and to all of those words I could have said before, but they would have been different in the energy. I can feel it now that it's true. It's more true to say them now because I'm able to be closer from my own body, you know. I'm saying closer from myself, but it's as well from the body because you are the body as well. And it's just so refreshing to be able to have this. I totally agree about the fact that. I totally agree with the fact that flexibility is very important, especially I guess in our modern world. And flexibility here means, can you follow what needs to be lived and experienced in your body right now? And I'm just too warm right now. I have to take my jacket off. And it's just, I want to share with you guys how relieving it is to finally embrace life, because I was retaining myself. I just spoke in my previous videos about how we retain things and we subtly, in a subtle manner, we don't want to experience them because we have all the reasons in the world for not wanting to experience them, because we have been hurt and so on and so on. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but it's not because we talk about facts that we blame anyone here. That's the opposite, actually. And yeah, I feel more and more. Look at it. Look at that beauty. I feel more and more available to be. I'm actually going to have a sit right here on the ground. That's one of the things I can talk about as well, is taking time, not always being forced or pushed to go, to walk, to be in movement. I think that when you don't really manage, or you can't stop and take breaks and take time for yourself, it means that you don't manage to find, energy, or you don't allow yourself to take that time for yourself. It's as simple as that. And the fact that I'm just having a sit right now is showing that I'm just more aligned with myself and allowing things to be in myself. So I just, I'm in the middle of nowhere actually right now, and I know that years ago I wouldn't have been able to do that, because I would have been too scared to just the idea to find myself in the middle of nowhere with my own feelings and my own self would have been too much too scary, you know. Just simple as that, and it's so rewarding, you know. It's there. I don't think there is bigger reward than knowing that you can be with yourself, be a friend to yourself, and be there for yourself, and you know, have this ability to cut almost to cut all the distractions for a moment and just be with yourself, because you know that feeling what you are feeling right now, because you are always feeling something, you are alive, so you are always going through something, okay? And knowing that you can be there for yourself, and just it's more than being there for yourself, it's enjoying life as it is, you know, because this is life. This is being there and not trying to be elsewhere all the time, you know, and to avoid, and because at some point you don't even remember or realize that you are avoiding stuff, and because your life has become just going there, doing that, because of course I'm going to obtain that thing or to have a result doing that, because we are always thinking that the reward has to be in the future. And I think that it's very important to practice presence, can I say, because I don't really think we can do anything than practicing presence, because time is just happening from right here, right now, and we are creating time, I think. Just thinking about it, thinking about the past, but I'm not here to blame as well, you know. Don't think I'm blaming, because I'm just talking about my own perspective and what I've been going through, so I'm not even judging, or, you know, I'm the first to be how do we say, butterfly everywhere. We are in spring. This is spring, and I really want to talk about the fact that I don't know. You know, I don't know. And I'm allowing that to myself, for myself, more and more. That I had this click yesterday. Just knowing that consciousness and presence and God and the self, and, you know, non-duality is all about being there. It's not about creating duality again, you know. We have enough duality going on through our minds, and it's interesting to see that spirituality is going to push the buttons and push the settings even further in the duality before you realize that non-duality, as you think it is not the actual non-duality. And we have to say non-duality, but we want to talk about unity, you know. And at some point I just realized that I had to take that responsibility to be, you know. And I followed at some point masters and gurus, and I think that the true masters, they always push you to go and ask yourself, you know. And I know it's very scary, because you're the only one. You are the true, how do we say, inner master. You are your own inner master, and it's scary, because at some point I just realized that I don't have my parents to tell me, because I think this is the point. I think that at some point I'm just scared, because I don't have anyone to ask advice, you know. And I'm just sad right now about that, because I think that it reminds me that I've been so alone in my childhood, and I couldn't ask an advice because I think I didn't feel safe enough, and I didn't trust my environment to ask questions. So just right now it's very difficult to just how do we say I'm just grieving about this loss, this loss of I didn't have my parents to ask and to ask for love, or to be taken into consideration, or I wasn't even considered, and this it's very realizing that at 30 is very interesting, but also quite sad, because I think for some time, or maybe for some few seconds, I'm going to mourn that part of myself that wasn't loved. And I just, you have to step up from that child that wasn't loved right to that person that you are. And the update is kind of burning, because it's just, I think you understand, it's just so tough to, because you feel that you have to do that by yourself, and I think I'm just talking under the sadness, but it's perfectly fine. I just want to say that what I feel right now is that I'm afraid that I will be alone for the rest of my life, but I know that it's just not going to be the case. And what is very beautiful is that from the moment you realize that, before I wasn't aware of that, I just reproduce. A friend of mine, Mac Parker, has spoken about that. He spoke about when you have differences, and when you maintain some sort of armor, or how do we say, you just bury yourself inside because you've been hurt, and the very defense mechanisms you have to protect yourself, somehow they become your own prison. And I know that because of my past, I just somehow reproduced these mechanisms, and I just decided, I just wanted, even though I wasn't aware of that, I just desired to be alone. And it's been years that I'm alone, and at some point I just don't, or didn't understand why. And bonjour. And what I want to say is that now that I am more aware about that, I just feel that it's reversing, or just the curse is inverting. It's just going to be transformed, because right now I just realized that I don't need, or I don't wish to be alone forever. At some point I just think I needed that, and I wanted that, because I just Mac talked about that. He said that in those areas of yourself, you just want to be reassured that you are right, and that you should protect yourself from other human beings, so that in your mind you can say, you see, I was hurt again, so there's no point in going and seeing other people, you know. And I don't want to behave like that even unconsciously anymore, you know. I just want to share love and I want to share joy, and I don't want to be alone again, I guess. I just want to share things with people, and I think I'm more ready for that. Especially I'm ready to be surrounded by people I truly want to have in my life, not, you know, picking people just out of nowhere because you are so desperate that you pick some random people that just, you know. And in those moments, those moments you encounter and meet people you don't really want to meet, because toxic relationships can be based on this desperate need of being loved, and not knowing what I know now, which is I can choose, you know. I can allow people to enter into my life, but I can choose as well and say, this is me and this is not me. And I'm dignified, so that I know that I deserve love and dignity, and knowing that, I know that I can say no, you know. And yeah, I was wanting to, as always, I wanted to talk about spiritual bypass, but I mean, I think talking about example is always easier. So it's always about that, and there is no clear, abstract, you know, how to say. You cannot deliver the truth, you know, with words. It's just, you can talk about yourself, but yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I wanted to put an emphasis on, yeah, be here. I think it's cool as well when I just recommend or advise something here, so that you can hear things and take this for yourself. Be there. Just you can assume who you are and what you feel, because they are the same. What you feel and who you are, they are the same. Even though when you're experiencing what you feel, you know you're free of that too. You're just free to experience that. It doesn't mean you are chained. You are chained by that. Yeah, just don't wait. Be there. Be here. And I'm saying be there, but it's more be here, and just what is going on for you right now in your own body, you know. Ask yourself. I think the question marks are so important. We are spending very large amount of energy in saying assertions, you know. We are saying you are not doing this enough, you are too much of that, you did that, saying that to yourself, I mean, huh? And maybe it's time you ask yourself not to feel guilty, but if you feel guilt, just feel it, you know. There's nothing to avoid, and just maybe in my next videos I'm going to send more energy like that. just direct, pure, comforting or supportive energy, because that's what I want. I want to be supportive. I want to help. This is love for me. This is encouraging, you know. Encouraging is very important, I think. And yeah, I just want to me, say making those videos, it's like sharing in my way, because I think that's one way of connecting with people. It's a way to build another world, a new world, where we are, I don't know, when we just when joy can be more here, and more honesty, more transparency, more true love, more being honest with what we feel, not being that all of those behaviors that I just saw in my life and in myself as well, to lie, to to make a fool out of someone, just to, because it seems like sometimes for some people it's funny to just humiliate someone. I think I don't want that in my life neither, because I just had too much of it, and right now I'm telling to myself that enough of it, because I'm just way better than that, and I don't need that kind of love. This is not love. For some time I think that I just thought this was the only way to be connected to people and around me. But right now I just, I don't have the right expression to say that, but I'm just stepping up my expectations level in terms of relationships, and I don't want to be surrounded by that anymore. And I could add that I'm just witnessing right now shutting down mechanisms that are telling me that what I'm telling right now is not true. And what is interesting is that at some point, for some time, I just thought that I thought that consciousness, God, or spirituality, or whatever, was the way of telling to myself, I don't deserve you, I don't deserve love. And spirituality at some point was encouraging in myself this shutting down mechanism. This is very interesting, I think, and I'm glad that I said that. And because right now I just feel that no, I deserve to express what I express, and I'm going to assume, and to not assuming, and I don't know if assuming is correct in English, but I'm going to to embrace, to allow, and this is I'm just thankful and grateful for the anger, for having pushed me out of this weird comfort zone, which is I'm going to stay in light and white and forever and whatever, which the ego can think is the consciousness or the peace, and just creating another separation, and just so that you can. This is just what I said. The child in yourself thinks that you don't deserve, that he or she or they don't deserve love, So it's very weird true love cannot be taken away, okay, because you are true love. So it's interesting because the child you were or are or who I was, I tried to obtain love, trying not to obtain love. It's very, very weird because as I talked about humiliation, and for years I've been accepting humiliation because I thought it was okay and it was what I deserved, you know. So it was for me some sort of love, you know, love expression. And yeah, so it's very interesting to see that somehow you are, yeah, I don't know, you are trying not to be loved and to be despised, and you are surrounding yourself with people that hate you sometimes because you think that it's okay, or this is what you deserve, or this is what is okay and normal, but it's not, you know. And yeah, just going to end here. And maybe I'll make another video.